Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mini Scroll, the daily internet culture podcast bringing you the biggest stories from social media, the creator economy, and the digital space every Monday through Thursday. I'm your host, Lauren Meisner, the founder of the youth digital media brand, Centennial World. Welcome back to Mini Scroll, everyone, and happy Tuesday. I have 3 stories for you guys, so we're going to get right into it because some of these stories are long. So the first story that I have for you is I need to talk about the new Taylor Swift style book because there is some serious Twitter drama amongst the Swifties on Twitter over this book. Okay, so this is pretty niche, like I said. It is mostly just occurring on Swiftie Twitter. But that corner of the internet is criticizing a fellow fan named Sarah Chappell after she released a book called Taylor Swift Style: Fashion Through the Eras. Sarah is a well-known Swiftie, having run the Taylor Swift Style blog and chronicling the singer's looks since October 2011. As you might expect from the name, the book was dedicated to the singer's iconic outfits and was released early last month. While all of this might seem harmless, Sarah has received some pretty intense backlash. Many Swifties have questioned her commentary around the outfits, saying that they are critical and mean for no reason. Quote, "I've been following Taylor Swift's style for years, and I've never once thought anything bad about her. The things written in her book are genuinely shocking. I feel like this all came out of nowhere," one Twitter stan wrote. Users have also been sharing screenshots to prove that this book is unnecessarily harsh. So I'm going to read a couple of them. The title, Sarah wrote, is "Everything is awful and everything hurts." And then the comment says, "This was a day when I have to assume that every person on Taylor's otherwise impeccable glam team was replaced by a vengeful robot set on wreaking havoc. Target, Taylor Swift. Objective, heavy hand everything. Mission accomplished. The overly worked curls and the garish makeup do her no favors. And neither does that dated bandage dress by Hervé Leisure, a design that was inescapable in the mid-2000s, relentlessly worn by a bevy of reality TV stars and seen by the dozen in any line sneaking out of a nightclub." Okay, another segment. The title is 4 words, "Sequin Houndstooth Jogger Set." And the description reads, "That phrase should send shivers of fear down your spine. MTV VMAs, where Taylor wore this Ashish set, are the most appropriate place for a fun, ridiculous look. But why must it be a SHJS? Elasticized cuffs have no business on a red carpet, especially not when they come up short, literally, and hit the wearer mid-shin. That said, I've recently come to the conclusion that perhaps the striped elasticized straps on Taylor's Christian Louboutin heels are meant to be a nod to a sportier shoe, like basketball high tops, to befit the athleisure nature of the jogger set. I am nothing if not someone who can get behind intentional thematic style choices, even when those choices result in ... this." So a lot of Swifties are fighting about this, saying that Sarah has no business commenting on fashion. She has no proper credentials. Although, like I said, she has been commenting on Taylor Swift's fashion and kind of like blogging about it and keeping track of it for years, almost a decade, or over a decade, I guess. And she has a very big following because of it. But yeah, people are fighting about how mean this book is. They're saying, how did this get published? So some people are coming for her, like I said. Others are noting that basically Sarah is simply a fashion critic sharing her opinions, whether they are harsh or not. Quote, "Sometimes I remember that I like Taylor Swift a normal amount when I see her fandom canceling the Taylor Swift fashion historian for mildly stating Blondie doesn't always have a great fashion style, something which I feel every normal person knows about Taylor," writes one user. Just some harmless Twitter drama. Love to see it. That's what this podcast is all about. Okay, the next story that I have for you guys is we need to talk about the Rebuilding Atlantis TikTok account because this account is going viral. A lot of people think we are watching a cult form in real time on TikTok. Okay, so there is this man on TikTok who has started gaining traction in recent weeks for documenting the process of what many claim is him forming a cult. So he started his TikTok in February 2023, and it basically just started him talking about how he had 20 acres of land in West Texas. It was very much like, watch me live off the grid. He did talk a lot about being like anti-establishment, and he was very much like all about the average Joe, like sticking up to the man, fighting back against corporations. So a lot of people got behind it, cost of living, everything that we have going on. People were like, yeah, this seems rad. In November 2023, his video started to take a bit of a more extreme turn, where he started using junk that he had collected to basically build structures, like using rusty metal scraps to build a dam. And then 1 month later, quote, in December, he recorded several videos of police officers asking for his ID, which he refused to provide. In all these exchanges, he was combative, sarcastic, disdainful, insulting, and said he was making sure the police weren't doing anything bad. In a video of him addressing one of the incidents, he said he was trying to teach the cop about the law. I know that police training is lacking, to say the least, but outside of that, you can tell that rebuilding Atlantis truly feels like he knows more than authority figures, especially when you remember that he references basic government functions like zoning laws as evidence that we live in a dictatorship, writes Jem Blackthorne for Medium. So it was in this same month in December 2023 when he started saying that we need to start a revolution, and he started inviting people to join him on his land for free, and basically was like, just bring your stuff and you can live on my land for free. I won't provide things for you, but if you bring your tent or whatever, like, you can live here. So people have been doing it. I'll get into a little bit of that. But so in order to apply to live on his land, which he calls Atlantis, you need to subscribe to his TikTok. Not follow, but subscribe, which costs $5.99 a month. So basically $6. He will accept your messages and you can discuss moving there once you have subscribed. And he said he's put up this kind of roadblock because he started getting, or this barrier, because he started getting all of these messages from people without this kind of barrier to entry. And a lot of them were not taking it seriously. So now, if you are paying him money, he will accept your messages. Blackthorne writes for Medium, quote, rebuilding Atlantis is attracting residents by touching on prevalent frustrations. The rent is too high. The system is oppressive. He says he is constantly dealing with police harassment and TikTok restrictions because they don't like what he's doing. They're afraid of what he's doing and they're afraid of what he stands for. He explains this in his January 5th, 2024 video, where he also says, quote, I can't do it any longer. I can't take this oppressive system. I can't do it anymore. In a tone that sounds more like a plea for help than an audio manifesto. In January 2024, the first man moved to Atlantis. By the end of March, there was another man who had come to the land. And over the last, 10 months, more people have started coming, including some women now. So some of the criticism he's received, aside from the cult accusations, is that he's clearly starting to love the followers and the fame because he references it a lot and he complains about things like TikTok bans and, shadow banning and things like that. This is concerning to people because I would say the general consensus is that this was created with good intentions. This man seemed to be creating Atlantis, quote unquote, with good intentions. But now it seems which I think is probably how a lot of cults start, now that he's kind of doing the thing and he is gaining a bit of a following doing it, and he is seeing the benefits of that, the fame, the money, the attention, the success, that is starting. People are worried it's going to start going to his head because he's already shown signs of that. But now there is a woman who lives there who has a bit of a following as well. So one of the residents, she's been documenting her experience. And on TikTok, she is Visionary Empress. She has almost 50,000 followers. And people are kind of following along with this too. Again, her followers are expressing concern about her living there. But yeah, the general consensus of this is it is a fascinating thing to follow and to watch. But a lot of people are I can't believe that I'm here before the Netflix documentary. A lot of people think this is going to be another kind of 7M TikTok cult vibe that we saw turn into some documentary, kind of unravel, get a bit out of control. And I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. All right. And the last story that I have for you guys is that Rosanna Pansino is facing a lot of backlash from various influencers after her recent videos and posts exposing Mr. Beast. Okay. So for a quick refresher, Rosanna recently made a video where she was sharing inappropriate messages that were allegedly shared in Mr. Beast's work chat amongst different employees. And The video was titled Mr. Beast Knew All Along, 1,000 Leaked Messages. She basically went through this alleged work chat on Telegram. I'm not going to get into the specifics because we did recently cover it, but she alleged that the members repeatedly made sexual memes about minors. And she also claimed that Ava Tyson, who was Mr. Beast's longtime friend and co-host, sent a message including a seemingly sexually explicit photo of a 13-year-old. Since then, Rosanna has received backlash from the likes of Logan Paul and Keemstar. Now, keep in mind, Logan Paul and Keemstar. Okay? Like, I want to cover this story in its entirety because she has responded and stuff, but like, keep in mind who she's receiving backlash from, okay? So, in a TikTok posted last week, Logan Paul, who is one of the founders of Lunchly alongside KSI and Mr. Beast, took to the platform to address the rumor that some Lunchly kits have been recalled, which he maintains is not the truth. He also came for Rosanna in the TikTok, calling her, quote, an attention-hungry little clout goblin who has made it her entire identity to speak negatively on all things Mr. Beast. Okay. Meanwhile, Keemstar has criticized Rosanna for her video on the Mr. Beast work chat, trying to discredit her and her claims. He alleged that the chat Rosanna shared was not actually a work chat, but were, quote, screenshots of the meme chat that were definitely not work-related at all. In a video posted to Twitter, he added that Rosanna also was not truthful when she alleged that a sexually explicit photo of a minor was shared in the chat. Quote, this whole video and all these allegations were designed to destroy Mr. Beast's career and his reputation online, and they were false. The whole thing, he said. Okay, I mean, first of all, whether it was actually a work chat or not, I don't know if that makes that any better because Mr. Beast was still allegedly in that chat and a bunch of his employees were still in that chat. So even if it wasn't like a company-owned Slack channel or something, they were still apparently sharing these like very inappropriate messages, borderline criminal messages. So I don't know if that makes a huge difference. But Rosanna has since come forward to defend herself in a series of posts on Twitter. In one post, she wrote, quote, multiple people from these chats have confirmed they were work chats and they discussed work often. I've attached a few examples with some insurance fraud as well. I honestly didn't think the Gooner gang, Keemstar and his attack puppies, would band together to defend pedo jokes in the Mr. Beast main Telegram chat, but here we are. Side note, I've heard from multiple sources that Keemstar is in business with Mr. Beast in an undisclosed partnership. That would be tea. The creators are all still going back and forth together, so I'm sure more will come out. If there's any other updates, I will let you guys know. But that's that. That's the update. I swear almost every day there is a Mr. Beast update, and I am sorry. I don't want to be giving you these updates either. Okay, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for listening. I love you guys. Please rate, review, and subscribe. It means so much to me. Please Spotify star rate. We're trying to get our Spotify reviews up. I love you guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.